Lee, football, bloody hell. Can you sum up your emotions for us, please, at full time?
Yeah, well, it's hard to have any other emotion other than proud of a group that's given absolutely everything. And of course, excited for what's next. But certainly we're in the here and now at this moment, and important that the group enjoy what they've just done and the achievements over the course of the 90-something minutes that we had to play. Maybe even been 100 and something if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, look, so delighted for the group because the level of performance that they showed across all of those minutes deserved that they came out on top tonight.
It's such a collective performance. If we can start with the Leo Castledine goal, an incredible strike from a young man that got us off to the best possible start.
Yeah, look, his technical level in that moment is exceptional, and it didn't feel like a surprise when it came off his boot and headed into the corner because he took it on with such conviction, and we actually talked about people being ready for their moments, and we talked about people being ready to attack and execute in the right moments, and that is about as good an example of that as you can get. Somebody with the clarity to go and take that on and then execute it was wonderful. And then I thought from there, in the remainder of the first half, we were much the better team and had some wonderful situations, showed good threat to the back line, and were a consistent thorn in their side, I thought. Of course, the game changes at half-time with a breather for them and a chance to gather their thoughts and change one or two things. And they played with a bit more speed and energy in the second period. But we matched it with our out-possession work, with our defensive strategy, and the blocks, the tackles, the diligence, the concentration was one of the most pleasing aspects for me. And probably felt disappointed for the group, actually. They didn't manage to see the game out in normal time. But again, as I said, delighted that they managed to execute in the final moments.
A real moment of quality from Sunderland to equalise, and nothing when we've watched it back that we could really complain about, to be honest, in the moment. But to not let the heads drop and to continue and go into 12 minutes of added time and then the penalties really speaks to the character that's present and building.
Yeah, so we've talked about that. We've talked about how what we're doing currently and what we've shown against Leicester and against Sunderland here tonight, a Premier League side with top individuals. It's not just a fluke, and it's something we want to allow to leak out into other areas of our work, because what we are showing in these cup competitions is that, yeah, look, we can really dig in if we need to. We can suffer if we need to. We're willing to do all the out-of-possession work, which shows another side to us that perhaps we don't see in every single league game, in every single moment of every single league game. So, look, we're delighted that the group is showing that level of character, and as I say, we're delighted that they're getting the results from that as well.
I think group is the key word, because even though we've come to Premier League opposition with the Premier League ability to rotate, we made 10 changes ourselves and the level of performance didn't drop in the slightest. There's teenagers within that group who've played well into added time. Mm-hmm. You must be so proud of the collective as much as anything else. Yeah,
for sure, because I think you're able to see the golden threads of what we're doing from day one, game one, here today, in terms of our structure, the way the lads are setting about attacking and being positive, and as I say, the diligence with our work out possession. You're able to see that regardless of personnel right now. Now that's really, really important for us, because everybody is going to be used and everybody's going to be important, and we've shown within the games that we've had already in the league that you've got to be ready. So what tonight's showing me is that everybody's ready. Again, regardless of whether they've played last week or they've not played since Leicester, or they've played the last 2 or 3, we've got people that are ready and dialed in to do their job. So that's one of the most important things for me, and one of the things that pleases me the most.
I know that tonight's about the collective and the group, but there are a couple of individuals I wanted to ask you about, if I may. Jack Watmore's not been in the matchday squad for a couple of games. You've spoken about humbleness and humility in the past. To come in and put the shift in he has tonight speaks of who he is as a man.
Yeah, there's just a lack of ego about the way he's going about his work right now. So we've got players that want to play every week, and so they should. Players that are disappointed when they're not playing in the league, for example. But again, the humility and the lack of ego within this group is something we as a group demand and expect from each other. But it's not a given. It's not a given everywhere. So we know that it's important and we value it really highly. So when we do have people that can display that, i.e. our senior players such as Jack or anybody else for that matter who would fall into that category, it's crucial, and it sets a real high bar for what we're going to need for this group going forward, because we want that challenge and demand across every position, every unit. So again, people being ready to come and do their jobs and execute is superb.
You've spoken a little bit about the bravery and the commitment of the players on the pitch. One of the things I thought was brave this evening even, was how long Dan Vost played. A young lad in midfield. Most managers would have assumed that he would be coming off as soon as there was a 1-0 lead to defend. You left him on there for a long time and he did brilliantly. Just talk us into the decision making and the trust you've got for a player of that age.
Well, he's earned my trust, as has everybody, by the way. So if they hadn't, then they wouldn't be on the field of play tonight. So everybody that has worked incredibly hard across 10 weeks now, since pre-season has started, has earned the trust from myself and the staff, but most importantly from their peers and those around them. And particularly for the young players, it's important that they earn the respect and trust of the senior guys that they're working in and around. And Dan, Cam, Jay have all done that wonderfully well, are keeping their heads down, are keeping their feet on the ground, they're doing what's asked when required. But again, to show such a high bar in terms of performance level against a Premier League team, top Premier League players, players that have been, promoted out of the Championship last year, who are perhaps further ahead in their own journeys individually. I love to see it. So really proud of all of those young players, and why not leave them on? They're playing well, they're enjoying their football. And again, they have the trust of myself and the group.
We could be here all night as I list 1 to 11. I'm not going to do that, but Lyndon Gooch, Lee Nichols, David Kasumu, list goes on and on. Yeah,
it is everybody, Raj, you're right. So it is everybody, and it's right that everybody that's played today, including substitutes that come on and execute, I think our first 4 penalties from substitutes. So look, it's everybody. It's those on the side. It's our captain on the side who's itching to be on there and talking to the 4th official and wanting to be on the pitch. It's everybody. It's the boys that don't get on. It's the staff. It's our staff who are the brightest staff in the building when it comes to a situation in the stands on the opposite side. So full credit to those guys. It is the collective. So that is, again, one of the most pleasing aspects of tonight.
Just a couple of quick ones. The supporters tonight. What a feeling they must have driving home.
No, but they were outstanding. It was incredible to have them behind that goal. It was nice that there was no Sunderland fans around them and they were able to really take control of that whole side of the stadium. I think the lads felt it. The response at the end was incredible. We're just so delighted to be able to share those moments with them. So, of course, we're proud that they're going home happy tonight.
The way we're playing, the way we're feeling, we don't fear anyone right now, but is there anyone in the hat for the next round that you fancy?
No.
We'll worry about that tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm not. Let's enjoy tonight and let's not stop that by having to worry about planning for somebody else right now. So we look forward to that when it comes.
Lee, congratulations.
Thanks very much.